Welcome back to Carrick United Analysis. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. This is the place where Manchester United fans come to get honest, clear, and reliable breakdowns of everything happening at Old Trafford. No noise, no wild guessing, just real information explained simply so every single fan understands exactly what is going on. If that sounds like your kind of channel, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and let us get into today's story, because we are going deep on exactly what makes Marcus Rashford such a dangerous attacking weapon. Manchester United fans, have you ever really thought about exactly what makes Rashford's game so unique? Because there is a lot more to his ability than simply pace and hard running. Today we are going to break down the real, documented technical qualities that have made Sir Alex Ferguson himself such a longtime admirer of his game. Look honestly at what his Barcelona loan spell may have added to his skill set, and think properly about how those qualities could translate into the number 14 shirt this season under Michael Carrick. A quick word on accuracy before we start. Before we go any further, I want to be completely transparent with you, exactly as I always try to be on this channel. A detailed new statement attributed to Sir Alex Ferguson, describing Rashford's return in very specific terms, including references to a thunderbolt strike, has been circulating recently. I was not able to verify that Ferguson has made these exact comments anywhere on record this summer. What I can tell you, with full confidence, is that Ferguson has a long, well-documented history of genuinely praising Rashford's technical qualities throughout his career. And that history gives us more than enough real material to properly understand exactly why this player has always been held in such high regard by our greatest ever manager. Ferguson's real long-standing admiration for Rashford's game. Let us start with what we actually know for certain, because Ferguson's genuine relationship with Rashford stretches back to when the forward was still a child within United's academy system. Rashford has spoken publicly about meeting Ferguson for the very first time as a 9-year-old boy in the first team canteen at Carrington, recalling that the legendary manager simply said good morning to the young academy players as he passed through. Rashford described not feeling nervous in that moment, but rather feeling genuinely excited, explaining that these small interactions with the first team environment built the hunger and ambition that eventually drove him toward first-team football himself. That kind of personal history tells you something genuinely meaningful about the relationship between Rashford and Ferguson, one that began years before Rashford ever made his senior debut, rooted in the same academy culture and daily environment that shaped Ferguson's own legendary class of '92 group. What Ferguson has actually said about his technical ability. Let us look at Ferguson's genuine on-record comments about Rashford's specific footballing qualities, because they line up remarkably well with exactly the kind of praise being discussed in relation to his current return. Speaking to Sky Sports during a period when Rashford was enjoying one of his best individual seasons, Ferguson offered a detailed technical assessment of his game, explaining that he did not consider Rashford a traditional central striker, but rather a player who operates brilliantly from the left side of the pitch. Ferguson specifically praised his finishing quality, noting that Rashford always keeps his shots down, something Ferguson described as genuinely important for any attacking player. He also noted that during that particular purple patch of form, Rashford had become United's main source of goals, joking that the club could really have used an additional out-and-out striker to share that goal-scoring burden. This represents genuine, direct evidence of Ferguson closely following and analyzing Rashford's specific technical qualities throughout his career. Exactly the kind of detailed attention that would explain why reports continue to circulate about his admiration for the player even now, years into his retirement. The private admiration reported through the Telegraph. Let us also talk about another genuinely documented piece of this story, reports suggesting Ferguson's private feelings about Rashford go even further than his public comments over the years. According to reporting from the Telegraph, sources close to Old Trafford have suggested Ferguson would have relished the opportunity to manage Rashford directly himself, believing that the constant change of management during difficult periods of the forward's career prevented him from properly getting the best out of his natural ability. This reporting suggested Ferguson felt that with the right guidance and management approach, exactly the kind of approach he himself was famous for providing, Rashford's clear natural talent could be properly harnessed and maximized. Think about what that suggests about how highly regarded Rashford's underlying ability has remained in the eyes of our greatest ever manager, even during periods when his form and consistency on the pitch had genuinely dropped away. This is not simply casual praise. This represents a considered private assessment from someone with an unmatched eye for developing and managing elite young English talent throughout his entire career. Breaking down Rashford's genuine technical strengths. Let us now properly analyze exactly what makes Rashford such a dangerous attacking weapon from a purely technical perspective, building on Ferguson's own documented observations. His shooting technique has always been a genuine standout quality throughout his career. Ferguson's own specific observation about him consistently keeping his shots down reflects a technically sound striking technique, one that produces low-driven finishes that goalkeepers find genuinely difficult to save compared to more speculative efforts that fly over the crossbar. Combined with his natural power and ability to strike the ball cleanly from distance, this represents a genuinely elite technical skill that has produced spectacular moments throughout his career, including his stunning strike against Real Madrid in Barcelona colors that helped seal the La Liga title. His directness and pace when carrying the ball forward has also always represented a defining feature of his game. Operating from wide areas, particularly the left side of the pitch, allows him to run directly at defenders, using his combination of genuine top-end speed and close control to beat opponents in one-on-one situations before either cutting inside toward goal or driving toward the byline. Why the Barcelona experience may have sharpened these tools further. Let us think carefully about how a season working under Hansi Flick's demanding tactical system in Spain may have genuinely refined these existing technical qualities even further. Playing regularly within Barcelona's possession-based system, one built around technical precision and comfort operating in tight spaces, likely required Rashford to develop even greater composure and close control when receiving the ball under pressure, compared to some of the more direct, transition-focused football he experienced during periods of his earlier United career. Combining that kind of refined technical composure with his already elite natural pace and shooting power represents exactly the sort of well-rounded skill set that could make him a genuinely difficult opponent to defend against back in the Premier League. His performances throughout that Barcelona season, including that title-clinching free kick against Real Madrid, offer real, concrete evidence supporting the idea that his technical quality reached new heights during his time in Spain, rather than this simply being speculation about potential improvement. The number 14 shirt and what it represents. Let us talk again about the symbolism behind Rashford's new squad number, because it connects meaningfully to this discussion about his identity as a player. According to respected transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano, United's decision to hand Rashford the number 14 shirt represents a genuine message of trust from the club, signaling his inclusion in Michael Carrick's first-team plans, rather than simply representing whichever number happened to be available following Matheus Cunha's move into the previously held number 10 shirt. Numbers carry genuine history and meaning at this football club, and moving away from the number 10, with all of the significant expectation attached to that specific shirt throughout United's history, toward a fresh number entirely his own, feels like a fitting way to mark this new chapter of his career, free from the weight of historical comparison that came with his previous shirt. Understanding how his profile could fit Carrick's system. Let us think tactically about exactly how Rashford's specific technical qualities, pace, directness, and genuine shooting power could be utilized effectively within Michael Carrick's evolving system this season. Operating from a wide left position, with the license to cut infield into more dangerous shooting positions, would allow Rashford to combine his directness in beating defenders one-on-one with his genuine shooting quality from distance and from tighter angles inside the penalty area. This kind of inverted forward role has become increasingly common across the very best attacking sides in modern football, allowing a naturally right-footed or genuinely two-footed forward operating from the left to consistently threaten goal himself, rather than purely acting as a provider of crosses for others. Given Carrick's own football education under Ferguson, and his understanding of exactly the kind of technical standards this club has always demanded, there is real reason to believe he will look to build a tactical setup that properly maximizes these specific technical strengths, rather than asking Rashford to play in a manner that does not suit his genuine qualities as a footballer. Why not everyone agrees Rashford is guaranteed success? Let us stay properly balanced here, because not every voice in football has shared such glowing assessments of Rashford throughout his career, and it is worth understanding that side of the conversation too. Former United striker Teddy Sheringham offered a genuinely harsh assessment during an earlier period of uncertainty around Rashford's future, suggesting that Ferguson would have been far less patient with some of the public comments Rashford made about wanting a new challenge away from the club. Sheringham argued that a local, homegrown player expressing that kind of sentiment publicly would never have been acceptable under Ferguson's leadership, reflecting the genuinely high standards of loyalty and commitment Ferguson always demanded from every single player who represented this football club. This kind of contrasting perspective matters, because it reminds us that admiration for Rashford's raw technical ability has never automatically translated into unconditional support for every decision and comment he has made throughout his career. Real, genuine accountability has always existed alongside the praise for his footballing talent. Exactly the kind of balanced standard this club has always tried to maintain. The emotional connection to Old Trafford and the Stretford End. Let us also revisit something Rashford himself has spoken about previously, because it offers real insight into exactly what playing for this specific football club means to him personally, connecting directly to the raw, direct running style Ferguson has always praised. Speaking previously about the connection between his own performances and United's passionate home support, Rashford described the specific feeling of attacking toward the Stretford End during matches, explaining that when he is tired and suffering physically during a match, that end of the stadium is exactly where he wants to be running toward. He described the energy and noise from supporters giving him a genuine lift during difficult moments in matches, adding that scoring goals at that specific end of Old Trafford carries an extra special feeling compared to anywhere else. That kind of genuine, personal connection to the specific atmosphere and history of Old Trafford helps explain exactly why his return carries such emotional weight for supporters, beyond simply the pure footballing qualities we have been discussing throughout this breakdown. What genuine training improvement would actually look like? Let us think sensibly about how supporters and pundits alike would likely notice genuine technical progress from Rashford once proper preseason training and matches resume, since we cannot rely on specific internal training data that has not been independently verified. Watch for his composure and success rate in one-on-one situations against defenders during upcoming matches, since this offers a visible, practical indicator of any genuine improvement in close control and dribbling under a lower center of gravity. The kind of refinement often associated with players who have spent a season within a possession-focused system like Barcelona's. Watch also for his shot selection and accuracy from distance, since a player who has genuinely sharpened his shooting technique during time away should show visible signs of that improvement through cleaner, more accurate strikes on goal during actual competitive action. These kinds of observable on-pitch indicators represent a far more reliable way for supporters to assess genuine technical progress, compared to relying on specific internal training metrics that cannot be independently verified from outside the club. Why this technical breakdown matters heading into the new season. Let us think about why properly understanding Rashford's genuine technical qualities carries real significance as United's new season rapidly approaches. With genuine competition for places in United's forward line, including informed performers like Brian Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha, Rashford's path back into Carrick's strongest available lineup will depend heavily on his ability to consistently demonstrate exactly these kinds of technical qualities in matches, rather than simply relying on reputation or history. Understanding precisely what makes his game special, his shooting technique, his directness, and his ability to beat defenders in wide areas gives supporters a genuinely informed basis for assessing his performances as the season progresses, rather than judging him purely on results or scorelines alone. How should United fans approach this technical conversation? So how should we as supporters think about Rashford's technical qualities as he continues working his way back into Carrick's plans? I think the smartest approach is genuine appreciation for his real, well-documented natural ability, properly informed by Ferguson's own long-standing technical praise throughout his career, combined with realistic patience about seeing that ability translate consistently into performances back in the Premier League. His shooting technique, his directness, and his genuine emotional connection to this football club all represent real, tangible qualities worth being excited about. But consistent proof on the pitch will always matter more than any individual statement, whether genuinely confirmed or otherwise. Final thoughts before we wrap up. So there we have it. Manchester United family, a proper, honest breakdown of exactly what makes Marcus Rashford such a technically gifted footballer, built on Sir Alex Ferguson's genuine, well-documented history of praising his game throughout his career. From his technically sound shooting style, to his directness and pace running at defenders, to his deeply personal connection to Old Trafford and the Stretford End, there is more than enough real evidence to understand exactly why so many people within football continue to believe in his ability to make a genuine impact this season, wearing the number 14 shirt under Michael Carrick. Let me leave you with one final question before we close out today's video. Which of Rashford's technical qualities do you believe will matter most heading into this new season? His shooting power from distance, his directness in beating defenders one-on-one, or his renewed composure learned during his time at Barcelona? Drop your honest thoughts down in the comments below. I read every single one, and I always love hearing the different perspectives from this passionate community. Thank you so much for watching today. If this breakdown helped you understand the real, accurate story behind Rashford's technical qualities, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and share this video with a fellow United fan who wants the honest truth rather than unreliable guesswork. This channel only continues to grow because of supporters exactly like you, and every single one of you watching is part of what makes Carrick United Analysis a trusted home for honest, reliable Manchester United coverage. Until the next video, stay informed, stay excited, and let us watch this story unfold together on the pitch. Come on, United.